A very good afternoon whenever you are listening and watching us from. This is Newsline Podcast right here. Know your guest. I'm John Peter, and today it's the first time ever to host this podcast, our first episode. And right now in the studio we have a guest who I will let him to introduce himself to you. But before that, make sure you follow all our social platforms. That is Newsline Media TV. Now, before we continue, I want to go to our online page, that is YouTube. We are known as Newsline Media and Training Agency, that is YouTube. You go by Newsline Media TV and other social media platforms where we have TikTok, Newsline Media platforms. Now, welcome to our studio. We love to have you today here. I want you to tell us your name, where you are coming from, before we continue.
Thank you for hosting me in Newsline Media and Training Agency.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be here, and it's my first time to do a podcast, so I'm very excited.
Yeah.
My name is William Wanjohi. I am a teacher and teach. Currently, I'm teaching drone technology.
Most of people want to know, who is this William? Where was William born? Where is William grew? He went to which school? He schooled for how many years? That is in primary, secondary, and even in high school.
Wow, that's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
You know, once you give such stories, you actually say about your age, which I try to hide. But let's say I did the 844 system. I did standard 8 in primary. I went 1 year to a school called Karema High School, 3 years Thika High School. And then I went to Technical University, which called Technical University of Kenya, which was now called some years back in I did electrical engineering, and then I also did aeronautical engineering, and I also managed to do computer diploma in computers in software. Yeah. Then later on I flew, and then I've done other 2 courses, so I think we can leave it there.
Now we are William. William has grown up. He has gone to school. He has schooled. But you know there are challenges which young people face when they are learning and they are continuing with their schooling journey. Do you have those challenges whereby you came across?
You know, challenges is very subjective, and you know what would be my challenges will not be someone else's challenges.
Yeah, sure.
So one of the major challenges people talk about is, you know, that you didn't have money in school, or one of the challenges is you didn't know. But there are few other challenges people don't talk about, like falling in love, being dumped by a girl. So those are the challenges that many young men go through, or should I say the boy child. And that was one of my greatest challenges in high school.
That was my challenge.
That was my challenge. You know, relationships, you know, okay, there are others. But that one was my main one. I
want now, because you have introduced that idea, I want to dive in that. You have told us your main challenges when you were schooling is about relationships.
Yes.
Now, when you were schooling, were you ever caught by your teacher when you are in a relationship with any other student in that school?
Not really that way, but what I can say is that we are very good in education, in terms of, you know, going to school, learning maths, English, blah, blah, blah. But what we don't have is education in the social education, how to interact with people and how to interact with the other people, the opposite sex and all that.
Yeah.
So I find even today, maybe that would be a big challenge with young people, which was mine, being subjective.
Sure.
But let's talk about it objectively. Many people have problems with relationships as young men and stroke young ladies, and these are things we never address. Because what we address is that, like my friend here was telling me earlier, that he didn't pass his standard 8 very well. He struggled with his form 4, but he never tells me about his other, you know, intimate life. Like what happened? This girl dumped him, and etc. So those are things we never talk about. And I find that is the core in life. The core in life is family. It's really not about your academic achievements. That's important.
Not your career.
Yeah, but you know, your wife, your children, you know, that is important. I'm not saying the others are not, but sometimes when you're looking at success in life, you just look at the material aspect, and we forget to look at the social aspect.
Now, Mr. William, when we were talking before we come before the camera, you were talking about you are used to be paid when you are going to school. At that point, it touched me so much. How comes, in Africa culture, parents cannot give a child money when you are going to school. By the way, when you say I don't want to go to school, you will be beaten. You know that. But in your case, it was very totally different because you are saying I don't want to go to school, have money, go to school. You see?
Yeah, there's something that I will say, that's why I'm saying everything is very subjective. That in African culture, this is how it goes. You go to school, from school, you pass your exams,
sure.
You get a job after university, after a job, you get married. So it's three things. School, job,
and then married.
Which is good. I'm not saying it is bad.
Yeah.
That is very good. But you see, you don't go to school so that you can get a job. You go to school so you can get knowledge. So that's where we maybe mistake as Africans. Because I'll ask, hey, being a doctor has a lot of money, I want to be a doctor. Or being a musician has a lot of money, I want to be a musician. But how we should look at it is that I'm going to school to get knowledge. And then this knowledge may get me money. So it's like always when I ask, where do you start business? Oh, I want to start business to make money. I say, no. You don't start business to make money.
Yeah.
You start business to solve someone's problem. When you solve people's problems, then you make money.
Sure.
So it's a secondary. So that's why now, for me then, I was told you're just going to do schooling to get knowledge.
Not just to find a job, go to
Yes.
job later.
I may not get a job.
Yeah.
So when I went to school, I was getting to school not to pass my exams.
But to acquire that knowledge.
That's it. So because now I'm trying to acquire that knowledge and I'm not working, then I'm just given some money to facilitate my pocket money. So I'm going to acquire knowledge.
Yeah, but you have been given something there.
Yeah, so I don't have to work. So I can just acquire the knowledge. That is it.
Just be focused.
Yes.
Because what you want, you have money. And you use it to buy that. But for now, just be focused.
So it's not really, I was not really being paid as such. It was like the old system in the 70s where people went to the university and you were given pocket money. If you look at the help that was there, it was you go to the University of Nairobi or whichever university, then you're given money so that you can now remain focused in the university.
Yeah.
So you don't have to start doing menial jobs or other jobs that can distract you from the main course here. So if you are to look at it from that angle, okay, now my friend says, no, William, you're paid to just say name, whatever. But for me, the way I looked at it was just concentrate on the studies, focus on that, and then now you can, you may get a job, you may not get a job.
But first have that knowledge.
Yes.
Okay, right. Now you have finished schooling, you have done your KCSE, you have scored a good grade. But you know
I didn't score a good grade, but that's gone. Because I didn't go to school to pass the exams.
Oh, you have to acquire knowledge.
Yeah, that's what to acquire knowledge.
Now you have done your KCSE, you have acquired your knowledge. That's all. There is this period whereby before you join campus, there is some months which people spend there. How did you utilize that time?
Well, that's now where even I was telling my friend earlier that I was partying too hard. I was a young man, so I was partying too hard. And my relatives or my parents found that this guy, we need him to do something, otherwise he's going to, what is it all I'm looking for? He's going to get lost in life. So that's how now I went to college, and they told me just remain in college and remain focused. So that's the major problem.
After the KCSE, now you are in that next year you are taken to another college.
I did small courses.
Oh.
I did there's one course called TOEFL, which is basically English and ACT. And then I went later on, I did some computer packages. So I just went straight into reading.
Now you have told us you are a teacher of aviation. Was it a dream when you were a child, or it just became
I didn't want to become a teacher. I became a teacher by accident. I didn't want to become a teacher. Because, by the way, what happened, I became a teacher, is because I could understand things from a different angle. You see, I was not really an engineer. I was really an artist. So I could see things from the art side of view. So I always tell people mathematics is not hard, but it's the way it is taught that is bad. So sciences are very easy, but the way they teach is bad. So they don't have color, they don't have projects, they don't have everything. So that's what we lack in Kenya, is that we don't flavor science. We don't make it a funky thing. So you see, like art, who doesn't want to be a musician? It's cool. You get the vibe, you get the feel, you get everything. But when you say science, it's you're a nerd. You've got big glasses, you're weird. So no one likes sciences. So unless we market science, we make it palatable, make it sweet, nice. So that's not what made me a teacher, because I found it was being taught the wrong way, and I thought we should look at it in a different angle. And when I was doing that in that course, I ended up now teaching, not that I really wanted to. And what makes science is very hard to teach is because it's more expensive. Like, example, I'm teaching law, I require a blackboard. But if I'm teaching sciences, I require a laboratory, I require a workshop. So sciences is not really taught on the board. It's really taught in a good environment where you have a workshop, you get your hands dirty. That's how you teach sciences. So what Kenya lacks also is the money to teach. So now in that course of time, and even I was showing my friend some graphics and some colors and cartoons. That's how I teach. So I've got a lot of cartoons, art, and flowers, everything that makes the learning easy.
Sure. Now you have become a pilot. By the way, how many years are you in this field?
Imagine I only flew for 3-4 years, and I did something else. I trained.
You just
I did fly for a very long time, so I just flew for 3-4 years, and then I did something else.
Wow.
And I think that is just the bad side about me, is that I don't, unfortunately, maybe I don't acquire knowledge to monetize it, as I tell my friend, but I just go to acquire knowledge. It's not really a means to an end. So yes, I have the knowledge and I leave it there.
So for me, I can say you had no passion in piloting.
I have.
Because you told us your passion was about being an artist. And this is something which you are pushed by your parents to become. So which means even if you stay out of being a pilot, it cannot affect you in any way, but you can do another thing.
Can I ask you a very foolish question? How many people drive cars?
Many.
Lawyers, doctors, and everything.
Sure.
So you find that being a driver is so you can drive your car. But so if you're going to a driving school, you can go to a driving school for 2 reasons. Either to drive your own car, or to drive someone's lorry or bus. So you can go to drive a car for private reasons, because you have your private car, or you can go and drive a car for commercial reasons. You want to be a lorry driver or a bus driver. So if you're going to fly, you can fly for 2 reasons. You have your own private plane, or you can go and fly for Kenya Airways. So does not mean that if you're a pilot, you cannot be a doctor, you cannot be a lawyer. Being a pilot is just being another driver.
Sure.
So what I'm trying to say is that in Kenya we have the concept that if you're a pilot, you can only fly in Kenya Airways. But who said, I'm a pilot, yes, I'm wishing one day I'll buy my own aeroplane, flying myself around. Which is what I'm saying in countries like America. There are 675,000 pilots. Most of them are not in Panama or anything. They're owning their own airplanes. They fly themselves around. In Germany, we have 110,000 pilots. And these pilots have their own airplanes. So what I pray is that, God willing, I'll get some money. I buy my own airplane, and I can fly wherever I want to fly. And there are people who are that way in Kenya. I can even have a site on it to show people that people, every day you wake up, you fly to the Masai Mara, take lunch, and fly back to Nairobi. But you're a doctor. You're not, yes, you're a pilot, but you're playing your own aeroplane. So what let us say this way, I'm not a commercial pilot. I just want to be a private.
Now,
I hope you get the difference.
I'm getting it.
Yes.
It's not a must for you to become a pilot.
But now coming to the whatever my talent, I really wanted to say this way, now coming to the talent and all that stuff. I have ended up much more now like a consultant, because I have got now knowledge in many aspects. So what I want to do actually in the long run is consultancy. Because I can't say I only know piloting, I also know engineering and everything. So in most cases what I do now is basically consultancy. Even though consultancy really is a hard thing to define, but that's what I want to do. So I do a lot of consultancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have become a pilot, you have gone outside the country. But before going outside the country, when you were young, you were a boy, there are streets. By the way, did you live in the urban area, somewhere it was in reserve?
Wow, that's a good question. I half of the time I stayed in Nairobi, Monday to Friday. Then every Saturday and Sunday I would go to the village with my dad. So my dad wanted me to be part city boy, part village boy. Okay, now I want to be fully a villager now.
Now
So I built half. Okay, I can't, and then I also schooled in the village.
Oh.
Contrary to what my friends think that, okay, yes, I was born in Nairobi, but my parents really wanted me to remain in touch with my roots. So I did my best to every weekend and every holiday I'd spend in the village. And then my high school, I spent it in schools in the village.
Okay, now you are staying in Nairobi. You have told me your parents were very strict. They wanted you to all the time to be schooling.
Yes.
And also, I know Sunday you are the time when you are free. And that time, Sunday, you have to accompany your parents to church.
Yes.
So, did you never find that time to move in the streets of Nairobi, no 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I know Nairobi in and out. I know, but yeah, I moved up and down Nairobi.
What challenges first did you meet in that country? You are in the new environment, you don't know people, you have come to do job.
I had fun. I can't say there was any challenge. The only place I had challenges when I went to Congo. I was in South Africa for some time. I can't. Challenges vary, but I can't say I had challenges. I actually enjoyed a lot of my life in South Africa. I really had fun there. And even in Zambia and other countries, I've never really had, into quotes, challenges. Maybe one or two would get broke sometimes, but I can't say I have had challenges. I've had fun, especially in SA, in South Africa. Because I did my flying there and I got a job there for some time. But I had fun.
Just let us all be there for some time. We are taking a short commercial break. We will be right back with more. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to kickstart your creativity career in the media world? At NewsLine Media Agency, we give you an opportunity to bridge your creative ideas and bring them into the real world, working on real growth with real projects and mentors. Our programs are guided by industry experts, sharpening your skills to bring out the creativity in your mind. Join our team, working on exciting projects and gain skills that stands out in this fast-paced media industry. Applications are now open. Visit our website at www.newsline.co.ke or call us on 0720 933350, or you can visit our offices located at Thika Town Zuhura building opposite Coconut Grill Hotel. NewsLine Media Agency, your home for all media attachments.